Hello, welcome back. I'm Tanya from Tanya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? So, it's the new year, and what does everybody do the new year? Well, besides try and get your taxes in order. In my house, I get to do inventory. I actually did inventory once already this year, so I'm kind of caught up pretty good. Just other stuff to enter and, But when you go do an inventory, you really get to go through stuff and see, where you're at with it. And one thing that I have come across every year are oils, either infused or not used, that are getting out of date. They might be expiring or close to expiring or just, starting to expire, on that level. Kind of like the Crisco shortening. I saw that post on Facebook where they put a crayon in it and they're like, it burns for how many hours? And my husband keeps telling me that was an invention NASA made for spaceship. No, that's not the spaceship lubricant. That's the submarine lubricant. I can't remember what the spaceship thing was, but he's always a boat full of information. But yeah, my thing is Crisco always goes rancid on me. I don't know why. And it can be the Great Value, like Walmart brand. Also, it doesn't last long, but the only thing I really use it for is royal icing or rose icing to make roses on cakes or, thicker. Yeah, we won't talk about my birthday cakes. I'm actually kind of depressed because my kids don't want birthday cakes anymore. And so there's no more decorating, and I might just have to sit there and bake a cake and, decorate it just for the hell of it, because it's something I enjoyed doing, and I don't get to do it because nobody wants a birthday cake anymore. They want desserts. They've matured too. They realize that cake is not as fun as it should be, and desserts are better, like homemade New York cheesecake or pumpkin bars with cream cheese icing done properly. But anyway, rancid oils that are expiring, not rancid oils. If they're rancid, I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that one. But that's what we're talking about today. What do you do with your oils that are expiring? I'll show you a great thing to do with your oils that are expiring. It doesn't even matter if they're infused, if they're colored, it does not matter. If they're rancid though, if they smell, okay, if it says expired but they smell okay, I think you're good to go. But if they smell bad, I'm not sure if you want to do this. But you could try it. It sure as heck is worth a try. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to make laundry soap and dishwashing machine soap and liquid dishwashing soap. Like, you can use it for anything. I'm serious. I've been using the laundry soap for quite a while now, and I have to say it does my boys don't have to rewash their clothes, which is impressive. So 3 things. I haven't figured out what I'm doing yet, you guys. Dream big, be true to you. You are worth it. And let's go check out this old oil liquid soap. Okay, well, we're going to start this actually backwards compared to what you normally would. Normally you would go to your soap calc and type in your recipe and go from there. But we're actually doing this backwards because I'm using up old oils and I don't know how much how much they all contain. So this first one is shea oil. Yes, shea oil, not shea butter. I had that for a while and it never really did go bad, but I never really wanted to put it in something since it was 2 years old. Smelled great yet, but 2 years old. And then there's my grapeseed oil that I haven't used for a while. I have another one that's open, but this one, it was expired. So in goes the grapeseed oil. Now, the most important thing to remember is to write down how much each oil weighs, because otherwise there's no way to keep track of it, right? This is a blend of, it was an infused sunflower oil I wanted to use for dish soap. Never got around to it. It's a couple of years old. It's high oleic sunflower, so there we go. And this is a botanical blend that I had laying around, and it got shoved to the back, and I just found it. So, yeah, like I said, a couple years old. Smells really nice, though, just because of those botanicals in there. So that was a blend of, let's see, 3 botanicals. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 botanicals and 6 different types of oil. But I made a great lotion bar. But yeah, when I to sell it, that's a totally different story. So this I am making for myself for home use, literally. If I was going to sell this, and if I ever do decide to put it on the website, guys, it will not be old oils. Okay, I guarantee it. It will not be old oils. I would not do that to you. This is just for my own home care, because basically those oils would be thrown out eventually. You see where I'm going here with this? Yeah. Okay, so we get all of our oils, and those oils equal 30.08 ounces total. Okay, that's my total oils. 30, so we'll say 30 ounces just for the heck of it. Yeah, I was still getting. And if you see the little, that black stuff, that brown stuff, that's just residue from the botanicals that settled. Yeah, probably I would have strained it a second time, but I just didn't get around to it. Well, go me. But anyway, and this is the thing, I can't waste stuff, which is why the shea butter or the shea oil was still on my shelf, and that grapeseed oil that I had decided, no, I wasn't going to use it in my lotions and stuff, was on the shelf, and because I don't like throwing things, and this has become a great way for me to upcycle old oils for myself. So, here's the kicker. It's 50% coconut oil to 50% of the other oils. You can up the coconut oil. People do 100%, but what's the point of using, this way I can use up my oils and I still get a great product. 50% coconut oil and 50% of these other oils is stellar. My favorite is actually rice bran to add with coconut oil, just because of the fatty acid profile of it. But yeah, so I need 30 ounces of coconut. And here's another thing. So I have this organic coconut oil that is expiring. I think it expired like a couple months ago. So that is what I'm using in here also. Is my expired organic coconut oil. Like I said, it's a great thing to do for yourself. Do not do this if you're selling it. I don't think you should use expired oils and sell them. That is just wrong. Okay, so weighing out the coconut oil. And then what I will do, I'll just talk ahead of myself while I'm weighing out this coconut oil, which was perfect. We're making liquid soap. So we don't use sodium hydroxide, NaOH. We are using potassium hydroxide, which is KOH. Potassium hydroxide. That is what makes liquid soap. And it's actually not going to be liquid. It's going to be a paste. I love soap paste. There's just too much you can do with soap paste. Yeah. Lots of soap paste plans for this year, but I don't even know where this year is going. Oh, but yeah, 50% regular oil, 50% coconut oil, and potassium hydroxide. So when you go to the lye calculator, you got to know what your potassium hydroxide is. Most of them are 90% pure. We'll talk about that more in a sec here. But here are my oils and my things. So I have KOH, yep, that's what I told you. I have 60 ounces of oils. I want a 0% super fat, 0 fragrance. My water is going to be 3-to-1. And I'll just show you on the lye calculator how I did it. So I have 60 ounces. it is what it is. 3-to-1 ratio, 0% super fat, and that potassium hydroxide can mess up your super fat if it's 90%, if it's less than 90% pure and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into too much of that. But then here is my calculation. It tells me how much water I'm going to need. It tells me exactly how much lye I'm going to need. And my oils. And look at that, 50-50 saturated unsaturated ratio. That's so interesting. It'd be a great bar, but there's no palmitic or stearic in this. But the other little catch here is the calculation of the citric acid. I do add citric acid to my shampoo bars. I add citric acid to actually all my soap bars, and I add citric acid especially to my soap, liquid soap, all of it. Yes, I do. And the calculation for that is just probably a royal pain in the butt. Actually, I'm not even going to tell you how to do it. I'll link 2 videos below to help you understand it, because I don't want to lead you the wrong way. And where I learned it from is actually copyrighted. So, but I know there's 2 videos. It's I Dream of Soap. I Dream in Soap. Her, and then Ellie's Everyday. She has a really good video explaining how to incorporate citric acid in your lye water. It goes in the lye water. It doesn't go after, guys. It goes in the lye water. Okay, so I did not take into account that this was going to be a lot of water. I just needed to make some soap because we were out of dishwashing soap. And so this is how I spent my vacation while I was working, because it was end of year. So we had 2 hellacious weeks where everybody had a week or 2 off for the holidays. We had to work. So I had Christmas Day off and New Year's Day off, and I worked the rest, including the weekend, which was hellacious, but I am so glad it's over with. So glad. So yeah, the 3-to-1 water is a lot, but I like doing that for most of my hot process soaps. Just because you're cooking it, it cooks it out, how fluid do you want your paste to be? There's all these questions. So you can monkey around. You can do 38%, you can do your regular percent, but you are going to get a, drier paste, maybe. Yeah, you do. You do, because I used to do that. And if you've never used potassium hydroxide, don't be afraid of it. It's all bark. It's all bark but no bite, if you know what I mean. Okay? So I'm going to let you listen to it. We'll see how that goes. It's funny, isn't it? I noticed it didn't get really hot there, did it? There's a lot of water too, but yeah, 170. I don't know how hot it's supposed to be. I know sodium hydroxide can get up to 220 or something like that. I've had it 220, so I don't know if other people have it hotter, but yeah. Okay, so we got our lye water prepped. I already put the citric acid and the sugar and whatever else I was adding. Oh, nope, I guess I didn't add the sugar. Here we go. We're adding some sugar. What does sugar do? Sugar adds bubbling power to the soap. That's it. So if you're using this for a dishwashing soap, people like bubbles. So if you want to use this for a dishwashing soap, I'll give you some advice my aunt gave her sister. And that is, when you fill up the sink, don't add the soap till after you have your water in there. And then swish it around. Because then you will get, your bubbles will stay. You don't lose your bubbles. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how that works. Not a chemist. One thing I'm going to tell you about this is that shea butter has a massive amount of unsaponifiables to it. Okay? So, when I do this with my rice bran, or even if you did 50-50 coconut to olive, with the price of olive, nobody wants to do that. But if you did, you wouldn't have as much film on it as I get at the end after diluting it. And it is really just the unsaponifiables in the shea butter, or the shea oil, not the shea butter, the shea oil. Yeah. So, but that's another way down the road. So anyway, yep, I'm going to hit it with the immersion blender. As you can see, it is not even close to being emulsified yet. It's still pulling away from the stick when I showed it to you. But I'm actually not going to worry about this because this is cooking. Okay, we're not cold processing this, we're cooking this. And I'm just, yeah, see, it's weird, but you get used to it, and it's pulling away. It's not actually emulsified. But in cooking, we actually have a little leeway with that because it will cook and it will do it on its own. Yeah, I'm serious, but I usually hit it a few times with the immersion blender. You can do it if you really want to be specific. There's like a 6-minute mark. 6-minute mark when there's little floaty bubbles that are coming off the top and it's white and frothy is immersion. Emulsification. However, I did not put the cover on my crock pot because it was so freaking high and so hot. Yeah, but do you see this? This is, okay, so there's a liquid on the bottom. There's this hot liquid on the bottom. Could be gel phase. I don't know if the liquid soap paste goes through the same phases as when you do sodium hydroxide. I don't know. I'm trying to keep my brain together here, guys. But yeah, so this is a paste, so it's going to be chunky. And this is looking perfect. It's hot, it's bubbly, it's all coming together slowly. I do usually, so this is a bigger batch than I did last time. And I usually do cook it for a good hour. Okay? A good hour. Like, look at it is just thick. And I'm going to put my cover on because I turned my crock pot off. Cook it on low. I'm probably cooking it. It was on low, and then it was on low, and so I was trying was I really? Yeah, I was really doing this without gloves half the time. Because it's a process. You set the timer, you come back for it. You set the timer, you come back for it. The first 15 minutes, I watch it like mashed potatoes boiling, or when you're boiling potatoes, I watch it like a hawk. The first 15 minutes at least, so it doesn't bubble over. And I left my cover off too, which helped. But this is going to take a lot longer to cook than I was anticipating, just because it was such a big batch. So if you do this, maybe go for half if you have this kind of crock pot, or 3/4. I think I did 40 ounces the last time I did this, and yeah, that was the solid soap. You see how it's bubbling and it's kind of just frothy but gelling all at the same time. Give that beautiful gel color. So just mix it really good every 15 minutes or half hour and let it cook. As you can see it bubbling and cooking, and I'm just writing my notes for my video and how long I cooked it and what I did and stuff like that. And here was the end of that massive cooking time. If you jumped from one screen to the other, you just saw how it is bubbling, and you really gotta watch it because just in case you can have it overflow. Even professionals and non-professionals like me. But yeah, so it's basically cook and mix, and it's really coming along great. This is what it's supposed to look like, you guys. This is what it looks like. And it's just a cooking process. You just keep cooking. And this is also why I like the 3-to-1 water to lye ratio. because I do cook it for a long time. It's probably 2.5 to 3 hours. I think that was my total time. Actually, that's a lie. It was 2 hours, and then I actually split the batch because right here, I'm going to do a pH test. This works really well. Pop it in a little hole, take your little pH strip, and, you're hoping for green. Okay? Woohoo! Purple! That means, it's either lie heavy or not done. Okay? In my case, not done. So, we are going to, actually what I did was, eventually I split it because I decided it would cook more uniformly and evenly if I split the batch. So, always measure because you want to know how much you have. That's important too. How much do I have? Okay, so like I said, I took half of it out and I cooked the other half, and then I took the other half out and put it in a jar, which is how I store it, and cooked this half. And see, now it's green. Now it's green. Watch, I'm going to even put more soap in there, so it's like a much higher soap to water ratio. I think it's 1 ounce to, I don't know. I can't remember. I can never remember. So it's just easier for me to like put a little water in there and, get it all soapy. And green is perfect. Green is what we want. Okay. So now to dilute. We're diluting half of this. What were my dilutions? Did I write how much paste I had? I know I did somewhere. Somewhere I have it. Okay, I had 58 ounces of paste times 2. Yeah, it made a lot of paste. Okay, so since this was cooked down some more, okay, one other thing. I don't normally dilute it right away. I usually let it set a day or two. Okay, but just for you, and because my crock pot is warm, we're going to dilute it the same day. Okay, so feel special. Because I like to let it set. It's kind of like the cream soap, It's just, I think it's better if it sets for just a day even, okay? I don't know why, but, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to, because you guys are all special, we're going to dilute it right away. And when I say right away, like, soaping is the slowest process, I swear, on the planet. It's a patience. You learn so much patience. Okay, and so I actually only put 50 ounces of water. So a lot of people do this 50-50, where it's 50% soap paste, 50% water. If you do more water than soap paste, you might want to think about preservatives. If it's 50-50, it's all the soap molecules are holding hands with all the water molecules, and so everybody's happy, and there's no room for bacteria or need for a preservative. However, there is a thing on Google somewhere that will tell you, it's a formula, how much water you actually still have in your product and how much water you need to add to make it like a 50-50 or a 40-60 or a 30-20. That made no sense. 30-70, depending. Okay, depending. So this has been like half an hour or an hour. I can't remember. And I just kept turning my crock pot off and on, heat it up, and then I'd shut it off because I didn't want to burn anything. And it slowly dilutes. Like, so you have to kind of break it down. Do I take my immersion blender to this? No, I don't. I just think it needs to dilute on its own. You can take your immersion blender to it, but it's really chunky, and I just prefer to let it sit there and cook. So this is the next day, actually. See the white on there? that is the unsaponifiables. So you would have, when you get white swirls in liquid soap, those are the unsaponifiables. And I'm going to, I had some questions like, can I add citric acid to it? Because, citric acid is good for my dishwasher. Can I add washing soda to this? So I was like, well, I know what washing soda is going to do. And if it's for the laundry, or if it's for, well, you can use it if you wash dishes by hand too. The washing soda is a good thing to add, especially for the laundry, because it does give it an extra boost. Okay, it gives it an extra kick. The citric acid, I wasn't sure what was going to do, and I should have looked it up. I really should have looked it up. So I took 4 ounces of soap in that little jar. Okay. Oh no, 5 ounces. 5 ounces. And that is my citric acid. Okay. And I'm going to add 5% citric acid. Okay. And just shake it up and leave it in the jar. Okay. This next one, we are adding washing soda to it. Washing soda. Okay. I was going to add it at 5%, but it came out so fast that it ended up being a higher percent than I wanted. More like 10%. And okay, so here's the thing. My husband likes thick soap. He likes thick laundry soap. He likes thick dishwasher soap. He likes thick, well, he doesn't get the thick pour it in the sink soap. Okay. If you want thick in your soap, you can use salt. Okay. You can use salt. Or I will tell you right now, the washing soda will thicken it up. Okay. The 10% was a little high. 5% I like. I like 5%. Okay. So add the 5%. It will thicken it up. I'm not adding it to mine because he can wait. The nice thing is you can add it at any time. However, the dilution process is a little tough, okay? So, because I added, I think I still had quite a bit of water in my paste for it to be this runny. It is normally not this runny, but whatever. It's irrelevant right now. It's usually thicker than this, and also remember that, depending on how hot it is, that's an issue too. It's usually thicker, and so I totally forgot my train of thought here, you guys. You can add salt to it. You can add the you need to dilute the washing soda with a little water. 1-to-1, whatever you can do just to get it diluted. Add the least amount of water possible. Okay? Just dilute it and then add it to your solution. I did mine because I didn't give much of a crap about my solution. You can add essential oils to this for your laundry. I do not add anything when it's for my dishwashing machine. I just don't think I need fragrance oils or essential oils in my dishes. Okay, here's our solutions. The one on the left is the citric acid. I should have looked it up. What happens to liquid soap when you add citric acid to it? It basically binds to the soap or the washing soda solution. Like I said, I should have diluted it. It'll dilute because there's that water in there. Whatever extra water is in there that's not bound to the soap, it will, but it's thick. That's, nice and thick. Here's what Google said about the citric acid in liquid soap. So if you want to add citric acid as a rinse aid, here is a mix that I found online from Life with Love Bugs. And she uses this as her rinse aid, and I can't wait to try it. If you do, let me know what you think, and when I do try it, I will post it down below. But here is my old oil liquid laundry soap, liquid dish soap, liquid whatever soap. You can wash your vehicle with it too, really. However, a word of caution, do not use this as a shower gel. Do not use this as a body wash. No, 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 no. Just for cleaning. But anyway, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.